As we prepare to close this Catholic Education Summit, we pause briefly to reflect on what we have heard this evening. We have seen earlier the talents and the gifts of the students from St. Joachim and Anne and St. Angelo Avellino Catholic Academy. These children were just two of the schools that represented all of the academies and parish schools within the diocese. There is so much talent out there. There are so many things happening in our schools and our academies. The video we saw this evening highlighted Catholic education, but also the importance to each of us as part of the mission and ministry of our church and our faith. We heard our contributions from our benefactors and Futures in Education and the Catholic Foundation. Over 4,500 children receive over $7 million. Our benefactors are saying yes and believe in us, and we believe in them. We know that without partnerships and working together, we will not be successful. And we saw Camille and John Paul share with us what Catholic education meant to them. And Darla, what can we say but thank you? Thank you for your commitment to the Diocese of Brooklyn and the children. Darla and I go back a long time, and she often talks about, not only does she talk about, she lives her faith. I think her message to us this evening is put our faith and trust in our God, and that we will be able to do anything and move mountains. As we reflect on tonight's event, let us remember that we need to continue to celebrate the accomplishments of all engaged in the mission and ministry of Catholic education. Let us acknowledge and appreciate our past successes. Let us build on what we have set forth before us. Let us now work together as we leave this evening to create and build a sustainable and thriving future for the young people entrusted to us. Let us build a foundation. Let us keep the momentum going in spite of all the difficulties we face each and every day. Because as we saw about an hour ago, it's the children entrusted to us that make the difference. It is also most fitting that as we bring this night to a close, we also recognize all of the efforts, the hard work, and the true commitment of Bishop DiMarzio. In my years working with him, his commitment to Catholic education is incredible. It has never been easy to address the multitude of issues that we face in the city, especially in the boroughs of Brooklyn and Queens. But under the leadership of Bishop DiMarzio, every effort has been made and continues to be made to ensure that there is Catholic elementary education in every part of this diocese. His strong desire to support Catholic education through Futures in Education, the Catholic Foundation, the St. Elizabeth Ann Seton Trust, are evident in our academic programs and our scholarships. Whenever a problem arises, and I say to the bishop, I have a problem, he says, well, give me a solution. And that challenge is important because he wants us to think. As we heard from the panel led by Joan, we need to find the solutions to our problems and we need to work together. Every problem has a solution, whether we see it immediately or whether it takes time. While some of you may not know this, it is important to note that in my years in my role as the Superintendent for Catholic School Support Services, personally, Bishop DiMarzio has made himself always available to speak, guide, lead, and support. No easy task when a bishop has a whole diocese to run. Bishop DiMarzio takes the same position when it comes to Catholic education. He wants it to survive, not only to survive, but to thrive. Bishop, tonight, on behalf of everyone gathered here tonight, everyone connected to the mission and ministry of Catholic education in Brooklyn and Queens, we extend a sincere thank you and appreciation for all of your efforts, your advocacy, your support, your guidance, your wisdom, because it is through your leadership and your efforts that Catholic education in 2019 is stronger. We thank you.